Good evening. My name is Anshul Das, and today I am here with another topic, which is understanding the power of free will. This is a very vast and difficult topic, and also requires thorough understanding. So, when we say the free will, we'll see that human beings are the only species on earth which have got the highest power to decide in compared to other species. And when it comes to doing decision making, they can use their intelligence in much better way than other species on earth. But still, we see that there is a lot of disparity in world. Like, some humans have so much to choose, while some have so less to choose. And what can be the reason? Does anyone tries to know that? Because God gives us free will, and human sometimes exercise that in incorrect ways. As soon as we take birth on our earth, we are entangled in the world which is surrounded by the modes of nature, and in this mode we forget our real purpose, and that is the test which is needed for a person to identify the real cause or his purpose of existence of life. When we are born, we come with some past beliefs, along with some past karmas, and also we have an agenda for life. And this gets lost as soon as we get in touch with the modes of nature, and a person starts living his life without having much to explore about his real meaning of life. Let's talk about the people who have free will, and it's irrespective to the status. Some people start misusing their free will, and that is how, when a particular issue or a pain or a suffering comes in human's life, and then actually he discovers his real purpose on earth. It's sad that human beings are not able to find it before actually understanding that this life has got purpose, and we have always the free will to choose. Now, coming into the practicality of this, let's take an example of marriage. Marriages are made in heaven. It's said that marriages are made in heaven, then they are done on earth, correct? So why this is so? Because on earth, when human existence is there is definitely a purpose. That's why the concept of marriage is here on earth. Same applies to the concept of having children. It's completely a free will that a person wants, a couple wants to have a child or not. So let's go to marriage. Like, it depends upon the belief system in which we are born, and also sometimes our own perspectives of getting married. Sometimes, like, our parents are seeing successful marriages, that's why they want their children to get married. Sometimes it happens that parents have been separated, and they see that marriage as a failure, and that's how they say they never get married. Now it also depends upon belief system. So some people might having the same kind of relationships, and they might be adopting a child and they might be raising it, so they would be having the belief that same sex marriages are good and they are the successful ones, so they will be building their belief system of their children in that way. So it's about the free will. Also, it's like that child own perspective, whether they want to get married or not. Sometimes they have some past experiences that may belong to past of their life births, that is having some fear instilled into them, and sometimes it is due to the current situations in their life that they are not able to decide whether to get married or not. So it's free will here, I can say that. Again, coming to the child concept, some people choose to have one children, some people choose to have two children, some people choose to have many children, while some people choose to have only animals as their pets. So there is no specific choice or reason which can be justified right or wrong, but there is always a better choice. So if I take an example of a tree can grow very high and can decide that it doesn't want to have more leaves, more flowers and more fruits, and I want to grow high and high every day. Now if tree would have chosen to bend down and give the shelter, the fruits, the flowers and shade to the people, then its purpose is more fulfilling. So it's about the better choice. It's not about the right or wrong choice. It is about the better choice of life, and it's a free will of human beings to make those better choices or not. Nothing is wrong, nothing is right. Only it's about the matter of the correct, not correct, but better choice. So same about the childbirth. If a couple has, like, I will give you an example. This soul consciousness, if we apply to this principle of power, like power to choose, then we know that the journey of the soul is eternal, and it's like this life is just a opening door, and then there is a closing door when we die. Then again there is a opportunity when we are again rebirth and we die. So the people who believe in this concept know that there are many people who are getting the rebirths. So marriages are those that constitution that was done by the God, prepared by the God to actually make that rebirth in cycle. So if sometimes it happens that some of our very close companions who are our soulmates are waiting for us to make that decision of multiplying or reproducing ourselves, so that they have the opportunity to get rebirth. So that is why there is a better choice of having, like, getting married and having children. But it's the matter of your personal choice, which is not right or wrong, but it's always better to choose what is correct per nature law, that is to reproduce and multiply. During Second World War or First World War, when most of the people were dying, do you know what was happening? the number of the children which were getting birth was more at that time. And you think of the situation that people are dying outside, they do not have any hopes of survival, and nuclear wars are going, and even nuclear bomb was dropped in Japan, but still the people were producing babies, and they, because babies bring hope to life. Trees, when new leaves come, hopes come to the life, and flowers and fruits are something which is its own way of showing the gratitude to the nature. So I would say that there is always a better choice to have life live via the nature way, that is to reproduce and multiply, rather than just thinking that making purpose is bigger and growing or higher is more important than just getting settled or having babies. Nothing can be a restriction, because I told you that soul consciousness wants people to get rebirth and have that opportunity so that they can clear their karmic destiny during earth, because they are waiting, because in Kali Yuga not many people are able to cross that layer that is in between earth and heaven, because they are not understanding the purpose of this life's birth, and that's why they are stuck in between. Now either they should get something. Hi Ranjit, hi Alkrita, hi Mohit. And so they are waiting and watching us. We don't know this. That subtle world is constantly watching human beings, what is their choice, and based on their choice of having marriage and having children will help them to again complete their karmic destiny, which they are waiting there to get settled. So God created the marriage kind of institution which is made for earth, and it is helping the people who are stuck in between that no zone for having the rebirths. But the choice is like, it's the free will. Free will will always prevail. It's not about the right or wrong choice, it's about the better choice. So I would say that become the better choice, make the better choice of the life, and have that opportunity be given to the people who are waiting for us for so long. Now you see that in current era most people are making those decisions, like they don't want to continue further, or like marriages have been completely failed, or children are just the responsibilities, though they are seeing their parents who are successful, they post their photos on Father's Day, Mother's Day, but still they think like the marriage is like something which will stop them, which will bound them, which will make them lose their freedom. So I would say that yes, if you want, if tree thinks of doing same thing, if tree wants to get higher and stop giving leaves, stop producing flowers, stop producing fruits, then and stop getting bending, then it becomes of no use. So just bend down in life, lower your ego, reconsider your choices, and again think about that institution which is marriage and children. And it's not just about responsibilities, it's also about your journey on this earth, because once person gets 45 or 50 years, then only he realizes that he is completely alone and nobody is able to help or guide him or love him. So don't wait for the time to come and become so late that there is no choice. Either your purpose has become so much higher that you have chosen this path, but go by the correct path. Bhagavad Gita says that there are two paths of reaching heaven. One is via not getting engaged, and one is via getting engaged via marriage, taking responsibilities and still doing your required duty. And the second path is easier. The people think that first path is easier, but it's not the truth. Bhagavad Gita says itself that the second path is more easier and brings more clarity, it brings more love, it brings more tolerance, it brings more and more enlightenment to your life. When you connect with your own people, the level of satisfaction is different. Family does matter. Think of making that choice to multiply and to reproduce, and please understand the institution of marriage is something which is there and will remain there till earth is here. In heaven there is no concept of marriage, because heaven does not operate in the way earth operates. There is no day or night concept. I'm saying, you think that I'm saying this because I have ever visited heaven? No, I have read many books which have these things clearly written. The only problem is that people don't want to read those kind of books. They are interested in reading the money generating books or the entertainment books or something which they want to work on. But practical knowledge is something that is really missing in this time. So a person who is really married will make, like, that's why the people, our grandfathers, were much more happier and content. See today's world. Are people content? Are people able to feel satisfaction? They have job, they have everything they want, but still are they content? Earlier people did not have anything. Even seeing a person becomes so long, like they had to send a letter and then letter reaches to that person, and then that's how they were able to communicate few words. And now we have so much information, we have mobiles, we have iPads, we have everything, but still we see that hearts are not connected. We are not taking opportunity now to communicate, which was missing there in previous time. What has happened? It's the way of thinking, and people think it is legit to become selfish, it's legit to have higher goals than life. But life again and again does not give choices. So please use your free will in very wisely while making those bigger decisions of life. And that will make you like a tree which is bent, which is having lots of flower and fruits, and people are enjoying its presence, rather than becoming a palm tree which is not reachable to anybody and just looking beautiful and amazing. Be the tree with fruits and flowers instead of just becoming palm tree, and choose wisely. Free will always remain. So there are better choices, there will be good choices. There is no right or wrong choice. So please do not take my understanding over this topic as like I want to say that marriages are compulsory, without it a person is incomplete. No, it's about matter of making your choices as better. If you think that you are not really the person who will be remaining in that kind of institution, or have been hurt in past so much that you are not ready, it's okay. You're a person who thinks that children are just responsibilities, and no, even if you produce them, you won't be able to give them shelter, or who knows whether they will be able to live long or not. Okay, but still, if you make a better choice, universe will make you help, give you every help which it can. And to reproduce, to grow is the real purpose of this life. If river thinks of just not going to its sea, then it won't become the big like it has always some target, and God is our target, and to become near to godly, we have to become giver. Family is a giver. We give to best to our family. we give best to our children. It's also about society, but it's also about our own family. And after 50 years, when a person reaches to that age, a person who decides not having family is very much alone. So please understand that in America, most of people are still very alone, and that is because they have chosen their free will in incorrect ways. So again, better choices make always enlightened choices. That's what I want to say through this live video. Free will always prevail and is the gift of universe and God to us, that whatever you do, God is with us, but there are always better choices. Good night.